So today I'll be presenting on hacks for busy professionals, nutrition hacks for busy professionals. The last speaker, Mrs. Olajumoke, talked about stress. And in Nigeria, we can all relate to that. The fact that you're busy, you go out in the morning, and in the evening you're tired. And out of tiredness and stress, it can actually influence your food choices. You know, when you're stressed, you're not really thinking straight, you know? You're not thinking about, you know, how to eat healthy and all of that. I'm going to talk about that. Please show it on the screen so that we don't waste time. I'm pressed for time, so I'm trying to run. Please. Is it coming? Okay, while we wait, let me just read from my own 1 minute. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what comes to your mind when you eat? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you eat? I'm just going to have one response, no, two responses. You know, what comes to your mind when you eat? I enjoy the food. Yes, I enjoy the food. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. And I think it comes with palatability, the taste, right? That's because our tastes are formed over time, you know, from where you grew up, you know, your cultural background, all those things shape your sense of taste. So no matter how hungry you are, you know, even if you go to just Ghana, no matter how hungry you are, if they give you their delicacy, you will think twice before eating it. And after tasting it, you know, you may not eat much, no matter how hungry you are, because you may want to vomit, because it's not what you're used to. And the second reason why we eat, who is going to give me the second reason? Second response. Right? We eat when we are hungry. We already talked about that. We eat when we are hungry. Is the food tasty? And the third thing that comes to mind is, can I afford it? You know, your economic power. No matter how hungry you are, you will still go for what you can afford. You will not go for what you cannot afford. And people are not trying to, please, I'm still waiting for you, please. And people are not just trying to afford food right now. They're trying to afford the time too. So a lot of people are going for, they're going for already made foods, you know. They don't want to cook. Most people don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking, you know, so they go for already made food. They go to restaurants and buy food in bulk, you know. So you don't want to spend so much time in the kitchen. So we have a higher rate of people eating out. And of course, that actually influences our health, right? And probably the last thing that comes to your mind is the nutrient intake, the nutrient content of the food, right? And if you don't have some level of nutrition knowledge, you will not be able to think in terms of what is the nutrient content of this food. You know, that is where we are going. Please, I'm waiting. Thank you. Okay. That we can present because the document was in PDF format, is in PDF format. So I will have to continue from my phone. So the next thing is, what is the link between nutrition and health, right? We underestimate nutrition a lot, you know, and according to research, according to World Health Organization, 74% of all deaths are nutrition related, 74%. And the leading cause of death is cardiovascular diseases, accounting for 17.9 million deaths. Next is cancer. Imagine, cancer is not even the leading cause of death. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death, and we underestimate this a lot. And the next one is respiratory disease, claiming 4.1 million lives. And the next one is diabetes. Now, for diabetes, it is usually underdiagnosed. Most people don't even know when they're in the pre-diabetes stage, you know, because you don't have any symptoms, right? When you're at the pre-diabetic stage, that is the best time to reverse it. But most people don't even know that they can reverse it. They don't even know when their blood sugar is between 100 and 120 mg per dl. So, and also the same thing for pre-hypertension. at the pre-hypertensive stage, you can reverse it with your diet and lifestyle. But most people don't know this. And then let's talk about risk factors. There are some unmodifiable risk factors. You can't do anything about your age. You can't do anything about your genetic makeup. You can't do anything about your family history. For instance, if you have a family history of diabetes or hypertension, you can't do anything about it. It already puts you at risk of these chronic diseases. But you can do something about your diet. You can do something about physical activity, your use of alcohol, your use of tobacco. Those are the things you can do something about. And most of the time, we barely have time for making changes to this aspect of our lives. You might be thinking that, okay, maybe diet is only related to the development of chronic condition, but has something to do with immune function too, right? There's what we call the innate response and the adaptive response. So your innate response to infection that's the first response, right? Your skin tries to keep the pathogens from your body, and then we have the adaptive response. Adaptive response means that your immune cells are able to recognize the pathogens, and then they create antibodies to fight against the pathogens. Such that when it happens again, your body is able to create the same set of antibodies to destroy the pathogens. And without eating healthy, you won't be able to create enough immune cells, right? And we know this during the COVID-19 period, right? There are many people that were infected, but they did not show any symptoms because their immune system were able to fight it off, right? While some people died from the same infections that some people did not even show any symptoms of. So your immune cells, your immune strength affects how well you fight off infections. This is very, very important. And then we don't even know that nutrition also has something to do with our brain health. We underestimate that. Now, a lot of research studies have shown that your diet can worsen your mental strength. For instance, there are some people that are already failing simple memory tests just because of their diet. When your diet is very high in sugar and fats, you can fail simple memory tests. Diet high in sugar and fat have been shown to shrink the brain, and over time can cause dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Now, and also there is a way your gut is linked to your brain. Your gut is linked to your mental health. Now, there's something that we don't know. Your gut health reflects on your mental health. That's because our gut has a way of communicating with our brain. And that is what we don't know. Through neurotransmitters, our guts connect with our brain. That means that the more healthy you eat, the more happy you can be. Research studies have actually shown that if you eat healthy, you can have a lower risk of depression, a lower risk of anxiety. Is that not amazing? So most of the time, when we are eating, we don't really think about all these things. We're just thinking about, let me just eat and just feel healthy. But it's more than that. It is about the gut-brain connection. And then next is, it is all interrelated, right? Everything. For instance, if you're overweight or obese, it affects your self-esteem. You get depressed. And then you go after trendy diets. You try to lose weight. You get frustrated because you're not seeing results. And then you overeat, you gain all the weight back. And then this can lead to insulin resistance, you're diabetic, and you're depressed. And the cycle continues like that because why you really do not know how to navigate, how to have a healthy relationship with food, And now it has also been shown that 40% of patients suffering from mood disorders are diabetic. That means that if you're diabetic, it can actually make you depressive. You can suffer from depression from being diabetic. Next is depression. Okay, yeah, I've said this. Depression is twice common in diabetics than the rest of the population. Obesity and depression can affect your mood. And also there are some diets you can feast on. For instance, research studies have shown that the Mediterranean diet is linked to your mood, and also lower risk of chronic conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, and cancer. Now, this is the place where I'm supposed to show you my screen of how your food, your plate should look like, but there is no screen. So I wanted to show you serving sizes of foods, but I can't do that. I want to show you how balanced your plate can be. And if you have questions, just ask me right now. What do we do at Khairo Diet Clinic? At Khairo Diet Clinic, we help you achieve a healthy weight. We help you treat diseases with your diet, right? We help you achieve a healthy weight, and secondly, treat disease with diet. You know, it's not just, for instance, no matter how the doctor keep increasing your dosage of medication, they will just keep increasing it because you cannot control your blood sugar and your blood pressure without diet. So this is very, very important. We run a diet clinic. We are located at Surulere, and we're presently collaborating with many HMOs to cover for nutrition consultancy, and presently in collaboration with some corporate organizations as well. So if you have questions, please send it over and I will address them. Thank you.
Thank you.